Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Purple Top Podcast. I'm your host, Nick, and today we have a special guest, Diamond. Diamond,
What's up? What's
yes,
up?
where are you from, Diamond?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit. Okay, is it cold up there right now or no?
Freezing. It's freezing. Our weather is on and off. It's kind of bipolar. So hot one day, get to 40, then get
10
to
the next
10 the
day.
next day. It's how it is here.
Is it snow up there right now or no?
No snow, no snow. So we've been blessed with not that much snow.
Good, that's good. Okay, so I think it is episode 9 or 10. I think 9, and today's topic that we're going to be talking about is, does working in the healthcare field have an effect on how you're treated in the hospital? Now, personally myself, I have worked in the hospital. I went to school for phlebotomy. I was doing phlebotomy for about almost 2 years until I got sick with a blood infection. I had to stop. But tell me your story though. You used to work in the hospital.
It was pretty hard. It was fast paced and everything. But as time went on, I kind of learned how to adapt. It was a 16-month program. So I didn't have any crisis that had to send me to the hospital, but I did have to like miss a couple of days here and there, and they had their policies and strict policies and everything about that.
Of course, yes, yes. So how about you answer it? Does it have an effect on you working in a hospital or no?
Um, I say yes and no, and I say that because it just depends. It can affect in a positive way and a negative way, from my opinion. The positive is I feel like I had the knowledge on like even just when to go to the hospital. Like you might not know the shift change or things of that such. I was able to even know the when they were changing shifts, so I know like when the good times would go to the ER when it wasn't busy. And I also like I wouldn't use that I'm a nurse unless I knew it. You could just feel it's gonna be a bad experience. So that's the only time I would use that I'm a nurse. And I had to use like for example, I had the pain regimen that the doctor had me on wasn't really working for me. So, I explained that to the nurse, and the nurse has some type of excuse basically that the doctor was at another office, so she couldn't get in contact with him or something like that. So I'm sitting there like, I know the paging system. I worked for the same system, but it was just at a different hospital. So I told her, like, I know the system, I'm a nurse. And so when I said that, her demeanor kind of changed and I was able to get my pain medicine changed. But it's just, I shouldn't have to throw that in there to get the right treatment.
Right, you definitely should not. Wow. Did it take them a long time or did they, get it quickly?
That took a long time. And when I'm in a pain crisis, it's hard for me to advocate as I would for someone else or something. If I'm not as like when my pain is really bad, it's hard for me to advocate as well. So my fiance was there helping me out, but it's always, I don't know, it's a little harder for me to really advocate for myself when I'm in that intense pain. I know you can relate to that.
Sure. For you, where does your pain usually, start in your back, legs, like
So when I was younger, my pain was more in my like arms and my legs. But as I got like older and because I didn't have that many crises in high school. I was blessed not to have any crises in high school for real. But when I got like to college, it started affecting like my
In my
knees and
back.
my back. My
oof.
back is the worst.
Yes, that back pain is no joke.
Yeah, so yeah. My back is the worst. But honestly, a lot of times my pain is all over. I have some in my hands sometimes. But the back, like you said, is the worst for me.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, 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 wow. So, okay, so what regimen, if you don't mind me asking, do they have you on inside the hospital and outside of the hospital?
Okay. So outside the hospital, I take oxycodone 10 milligrams, and I have like morphine, extended release 30 milligrams. That's when, I usually take my morphine when I'm in that bad, bad pain. But out in the hospital, it varies. I have morphine before, and I recently started trying Dilaudid because sometimes morphine don't work for me. But in the hospital, usually like morphine works for me. I prefer the PCA pump over just the IV pushes, and I think that's because, well, just the lack of staff and everything, sometimes they take all day for the medications, and I want to have that control over that pain medication so I can stay on top of the pain.
So you rather push point 0.3, point 0.4 every 10 minutes than getting a 1.5 push every 30 minutes?
I know. It sounds crazy. Honestly, I do. As an adult, I do. Like I realized, like I feel like that's more effective. It do take a little bit longer to work sometimes. Like I'll be in the hospital for a little bit, but I feel like it's been more effective recently for me for my pain.
Okay. Hey, everybody is different. Everybody is. So is it like that when you like in a crisis in the ER or when you get admitted, you'll rather go to the PCA pump or do you mind?
Yeah, when I get admitted, most definitely. I like the pushes when I'm in the ER. I feel like, especially to get it under control, especially if I'm coming in there crying and everything. I rather have the pushes. But when it comes to like the ER treatment, to me has been different every time. And then when I go on the floor, it's like a different story. So like when I get, I get good treatment in the ER most of the time. But then when I go to the floor, it's like a different ball game. They don't want to give me the meds I had in the ER. It's like, what am I here for?
Yeah, yeah. And you work there. Do you go to the same hospital that you work at or you used to work at or?
I had a thing. I did once. So this September, I ended up having a CRAO. It's a central retinal artery occlusion. It's basically a stroke in my eye that happened in my left eye. That was my first time ever going to a hospital I worked at, and it was kind of I went there because it was an emergency. I woke up literally couldn't see. I woke up and it was black in my left eye. I never heard of that either. So I've been having like the sickle cell retinopathy. I don't know if you heard of that. Like we have like the floaters in our eye. It's more kind of with sickle cell SC. They say I have sickle cell SC, by the way. Um, so I haven't had really eye issues, but I literally was. I stayed up to like 2 in the morning the night before, just watching TV, and I woke up around like 8 in the morning. I just woke up, like I said, whole left eye was black, and I went to the ER and everything. And at the eye doctor, they had me sitting there for like 3, 4 hours. I was just honestly just praying. I always turn to God when times like that. So I was just praying. I didn't know what to expect. And then the doctor, head of the eye doctor, came to me and she basically told me like, "Oh yeah, you might not get your vision back. This is it. You won't get your vision back. Just go right across." Because it was a hospital connected to the eye institute. So she was like, "Just go across over, and they'll get you set up in the ER." So I went through the ER and everything, and they gave me I had to stay there for a week for like a drip or something that could help with the vision. And I'm blessed, honestly. My vision is a lot better. I have like it's in my central vision, so I can't see like if I close my eye, I can't really see like around, like kind of like peripheral, and like in the middle is like something that's kind of constant there. But during that, also that's why I had to stop working a little bit. I had like horrible migraines that also mimic like strokes. So I was having that going on, and I kind of lost like my memory. Like I feel like I wasn't as sharp. Like you could tell me something I don't remember, and like just my sharpness haven't been there. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better, but it was just kind of September. It was just a lot. But what we talking? I'm sorry. Back to the. I don't go to a hospital I work at because I feel like people are sometimes can be in your business. It's just like coworkers can. It's just easy for them to be in your business. Yep. Because I went to the hospital twice. The first time it was good with a hospital that I work at, but the second time, it's just I had coworkers questioning like,
What?
why was I there for a long time for this or that? It's just too much in the business. I kind of don't want to separate that.
For sure. Definitely understand that. Wow. Okay. So let's pivot a little bit if you don't mind. This clothing
No
brand,
problem.
right? Now, I
Mm-hmm.
put it on. It's nice, it's silky, it's fluffy. I like it. It's dope. Now,
Appreciate it. I really do.
for real. Now tell me the meaning behind it or why'd you start it up or what's up with it?
So the clothing brand is called Warrior. We are really resilient in our reality. So that's what it stands for. And what made me, I was just thinking about this clothing brand. Growing up, like my whole life, I did theater. I rapped as a kid, or just growing up in high school. I like to express myself through arts and through things like that. So I feel like growing up with this clothing, I mean, having this clothing brand is just showing a little bit about me and what what us warriors stand for. So I called it warrior because we're resilient. We've been resilient just growing up. We learned to be resilient. And my logo is actually you probably can't see it. It's a lion. I made the lion logo because it's like lions know how to adapt to any habitat. It's kind of like us warriors. We know how to adapt to anything. Anything we go through, we know how to just roll with the punches.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to express myself and make an impact in the sickle cell community with this clothing brand. I feel like it's more to come. It's I had this clothing brand like for a year now, so I'm just thinking of more ways to bring awareness about sickle cell. And this, I don't even want it to be based on solely on sickle cell. Anybody could be a warrior, like I was saying to a friend. Like you can overcome homelessness, and that's a warrior. You was resilient through those, through that, or someone being a warrior complete in high school or college, anything like that. So I don't want it just to pigeonhole myself to only warriors. That's why like you have the sickle on your shirt, but this is just like based off a lion. So it's like maybe some people might not understand the sickle cell aspect of it, but anybody can be a warrior.
That makes sense. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So where can they get it? Do you have a website or?
Yep. My website is www.shopwarriornation.net. I have Instagram as well and my TikTok. I'm posting on there just this black and red one just came out recently, last month. So maybe in the summertime we'll have a few more pieces, a few more t-shirts and everything. I got crew necks, I have shorts, I have hats as well. I have a few little like floor rugs and mats as well.
Okay. Okay. Hold on right quick. I forgot. Let me show them. Hold on. Ooh.
I already know what you're getting at, I think.
Cause I put on the shorts and I was too cold, so I just wanted to show them, like what's popping and whatnot. Like these are
Yep, we got the warrior on that side.
good quality too, though. It's thick.
Yep. Do they fit you okay?
What? Yes, yes.
No, good, good,
And
good,
you got
good.
the little. I ain't even want to tear that off until I.
Till you wear it, okay.
That's
Yeah.
tough. And don't forget the little thing right here too. Like you did your thing. You did your thing with this.
Appreciate that. I really do. Appreciate it.
Don't you got Bluetooth?
Yep, I have blue as well. And the design that is called like a strength through struggle collection. So those are different from the blue pair. The blue pair is a little bit different, but yes, I have two pair.
Got you. Dope. Okay, make sure y'all go get that, man. It's really nice quality. So I have a sickle cell question for you. What is the longest time you had to wait for a room?
Mm. For a room like to the floor, you mean?
To get back in the ER. Yeah.
Oh, get back to the ER, get seen. Okay. Well, I know around like 8 hours to be honest. And I think it was around COVID, like right before or right after. I don't remember too much, but eight for me. I won't wait longer than 8 hours. I will go to a different hospital in my
Oh,
opinion.
you'll leave. You'll leave.
I will leave. I most definitely will leave.
See, me, I be feeling scared. Like if I wait more than 5 hours and if I dip out, I feel like
Mm.
they gonna call my name as soon as I get in my car.
I do have that in the back of my head. I do have that thought in the back of my head. What was your longest wait?
No exaggeration. It was 22 hours
Wow. Like you was sitting in the like lobby waiting for 22 hours?
for 22 hours. I watched the sun come up
Dang.
and down. Like
Yeah, you're a good one. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But honestly, I would just be like, forget it. You know what?
I was hurting
Because
so
I
bad
try to
though.
take medicine before I go,
Yeah,
just in case something like that happens.
yeah,
But it's still 22 hours. The medicine that wore it off, and
everything.
you did 2 shifts with them.
Yeah, and you know how cold it is in the hospital? That it ain't no joke. They ain't had no heated
Most
blankets or
definitely.
nothing. Like you just had to sit there.
No
No
food,
food,
probably.
nothing, no water. You can't drink nothing till you see somebody. Like,
Nah, yeah, I don't think yeah. 8 was the longest. Like honestly, in Michigan, it's not too bad when it comes to hospital waits, from my opinion. But unless you go to like the city hospitals, like the Detroit, I don't usually go to the hospitals in Detroit. So if you go to the city hospitals are more known for traumas like stroke, gunshot, like this more serious traumas.
Right. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. So, do you take hydroxyurea?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. On and off. I've been taking it honestly since like maybe like
How you
2022.
feel about it?
I always go through this loop with it. So when I first started it, like when the doctor introduced it to me, I didn't like the chemo type pill situation. I had just started my lots too, so I was nervous about my hair. I was just nervous about the effects. I was just nervous, honestly. In my opinion, it make my numbers look good, but I'm still in the same amount of pain. I feel like my hemoglobin level, my normal hemoglobin level has always been 11, which is good for a sickle cell patient. Um, but since I've been on hydroxyurea, the highest it gets is like 13, 14. So that's the only thing. But when it comes to that, they don't believe when I'm in a crisis and when they see my hemoglobin is that high. So for that, I don't like it for that. And since I'm a nurse, I was working in pediatrics. It make our white blood cell low. I was sick every week because my white blood cells were so low. My immune system was so weak. I was getting sick from like RSV, flu, all the kids was coming in through the ER and I was catching everything they was getting. So I didn't like it for that matter either. But I'm on it still. What made me get back on, I just started taking it again in September. My eye stroke situation that scared me with everything, and they really didn't give me no true answers on like why it happened and how can I avoid it. So they said take hydroxyurea, and honestly, I just been taking it since September because that was kind of a traumatizing experience.
Right. Right. Wow. So, okay. See, I just wanted to ask. Everybody got their own opinion about it. Um.
How you feel about it? Do you take it?
So I was on it for 2 years and then I stopped because I feel like it wasn't doing nothing for me. But everybody's feel like it make you live longer, and all this stuff like to help your numbers. But if you go to the ER and you get a doctor who just all about numbers, oh, your numbers are
Numbers, yeah.
phenomenal. When you over there crying, it's like, it's 50-50 with it. So you're right about that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I understand.
But I just literally got on it last week, back on it. But
Mm,
let me ask you this. Can you walk us through what
mm,
a sickle cell crisis feels like for you?
mm. So I kind of honestly, I have pain every day. My normal day-to-day pain is like aching pain, like the dual aching irritation pain. But when the sickle cell crisis pain, that's like, oh yeah, I got to go to the hospital. I always describe it as like I'm getting stabbed over and over again. Like it's like just that throbbing pain, like that's like I'm literally getting stabbed, and whatever hurt, if it's my legs, it's like I'm getting stabbed over and over again in my legs, just over and over and over. So that's kind of how I really describe it. The worst pain I've had though, I don't know if you have AVN, but I have AVN in my avascular necrosis in my hip, and that pain honestly had me praying for pain for anywhere else. I have never experienced pain like AVN
How
pain.
do you
It's a
get that? Like,
different
what
pain in my
happened?
opinion.
Like, what made you?
They said the blood supply. This happened in 20 last year September, 2 years ago now at this point. But they said the blood supply dies in our bone. So and that's how it happens. It can happen in your shoulder, any bone area. So like my bone is like my hip is like this with my bone. Like it's kind of bone on bone, but it's only a little crack in mine right now, so it's not as severe. But in the future, I will need a hip replacement. You kind of talked about that with them because, like, for the first couple of months, I thought I needed it like right away, but nobody really want to do a hip replacement on me because they say I'm too young, even though I'm about to be 30, this year. So
Wow. Cause I literally just got released from the hospital. And my left side of my hip, like I can't walk. Like I literally have to have like help getting up and all that stuff like that. And I don't know what.
hmm and that's what it was for me. I like my fiance had to put my socks on for me. Like he had to help me like put my clothes on. I couldn't even sit on the couch. Like I would sit on the couch for like 5 minutes and I have to lay back down. I lay down and be like, oh, the pain's too much. Let me get back up. Like it was just a lot for I had to do physical therapy for it, and that helped a lot honestly. But I haven't been driving since for like a year or so. But
Wow. I hope you get better seriously, because that's
Thank you. I appreciate that.
crazy. Who or what inspires you to keep going on difficult days?
Hmm. I honestly, one person is my mom. I was myself as I feel like myself too. I'm a self motivated person, but my mother had a massive stroke in 2016, and she was kind of she's still here with us. She's just nonverbal, a lot of a lot of disabilities. Um, but she was my main support system, my role model to wanting to pursue nursing, and just because she was in the healthcare field throughout my entire life. So it kind of just she's my motivation to keep me going.
That's good. That's amazing. Now you say you're self motivated. Did that come from like a young age, or did you get that recently, or?
I feel like my parents, both my parents, kind of molded me. I have one sister. I grew up mostly with my sister. I feel like my parent kind of just molded us that way in a way, like just to be self sufficient at a young age. Know how to, I was working at 16. I don't know, just it kind of just came honestly. And just growing up in Detroit is just a little different.
Yeah, I
The
heard Detroit different up there.
it's not that bad, but it's a little different.
Yeah. Okay.
Our grind, we just love the grind. I don't know. It's just there, I
I
guess.
got you. I got you. What more do you wish people knew about sickle cell disease?
I wish people would know one thing. I wish people would know like that we all are different. I don't care if you get two people with SC next to each other, or two people with SS, or beta the beta sickle cell. It doesn't matter. We all are different. You can't treat the two people the same. You can't, no matter. I don't care if you what you read in the book or anything. So I just wish just more education. And another thing, like education on also the gene therapy. I feel like I get a lot of like family or people just throwing their gene therapy. I mean, just sending me videos and stuff. I just wish people like research it more. It's not I can't just walk in somewhere and get the cure. I don't think they understand the magnitude. So I just education. I just really hope in the future that like since we do have the cure now, I hope just more education for everybody because I was just talking about this with my fiance. When I was in nursing school, it was literally like a sentence of about sickle cell, and they kind of talked over it. It was like, all right, well, I got to get through this lesson, like, and I knew that was going to happen because this is like my second degree, so I already took science classes before. But it's just like sad that how they brush over it, like it's not a big deal. I just feel like I hope that change.
That's good. That's okay. Dang, a sentence? What in the world is going on? And you
Seriously.
know that gene therapy thing, I heard it's about $2 million.
That's what I heard. And it's like, what sickle cell warrior got that type of money laying around? Most of us are, you know, it's just, it's crazy. I don't know. And I heard it's like a lot of requirements too. Like, I heard somebody say that you can't really get the cure if you had like a stroke, or it's just so many different things. It's almost like you got to get funded by a hospital. So it's almost like they handpick their people, in my opinion.
It makes sense. Yeah. Would you do the stem cell? Like, the stem cell transplant?
I thought about it. Honestly, what made me think about it more was everything that happened in September because it could happen again. Like the stroke in my eye, kind of was a big like wake up call for me. It's like my biggest fear is just going blind. Being able to see it one day, not being able to see again. So I have like thought about it, but it's just I guess for me, I don't feel like I haven't been in the hospital as much as some warriors. Some warriors got it way worse than me.
Mhm.
So I feel like if I notice my sickle cell is getting in a worse condition, I probably would consider it more. But at the moment, if someone was to ask me about it, I don't think I'll get it. I just feel like with the treatment they go through, it's too harsh. Like this is a harsh treatment. So in my opinion, and it's not enough research still.
Right. And the survival rate, like, what, 55% or something like that? That's a little low.
Get it. And I seen this guy on TikTok recently, like a couple weeks ago. He was at the hospital. I think he had the cure. was at the hospital and they wouldn't. He was in the ER basically, and they wouldn't treat his pain because his numbers was looking good. And they said he was cured of sickle cell, so he wasn't able to get seen. And he was trying to explain to them, and just like, just don't want to go through that.
Yeah, I understand that. Definitely understand that. Is there any story or anything you could tell us that happened to you in the past that you want to, speak about that it was just crazy, or how a doctor spoke to you that was crazy, or, just anything like that?
I had two stories. It wasn't really two crazy stories. Like I said, when I was younger, I was in the hospital, but like throughout high school, no hospitalizations. But I have like one story. It happened kind of late. I guess I start with the earlier. So, well, this first story I want to talk about. I was probably 8 or a little bit under 8. Um, it wasn't about how doctor treat me or anything, but as I got older, it just had me thinking a little bit more about should that have been given to someone that young. So I had a PCA pump at like 8, 7, I don't know, one of those ages. No, it was my first time. I don't remember like where the pain was located at or anything, but I know that I had a PCA pump, and they explained it, everything. They told me how to use it because you're not able to use the PCA pump unless you know how to you understand it. So I understood it and everything, but the thing with me, I guess I was pressing that button. So I kept pressing the button. And as time go on, I cursed out my entire family. Was saying they didn't love me. I was telling them to get out my room. Like I was like, who is these people in the corner? Like I was just talking crazy. And I probably was out of it too because it was morphine, a morphine PCA pump. I, you know, I I had morphine before, but I think it probably was too much for my age. And just looking back at that, it's just like, man, they gave it to me at that young age,
Oh, you
but
were
it's hard for
8?
me to get that now. Yes,
Oh, what? What?
yes, I was a kid, so like I was just tripping,
Yeah, you were out of your
like
mind.
just out of it. And even to this day, I'm traumatized by that situation. So when I get the PCA pump, I'm like, man, you just think about that time. It was just crazy. How you feel about the PCA pump? You said you didn't.
That's insane. I bet they was like, what the heck is wrong with this woman? At
Yeah,
8, that's crazy. That's malpractice, man. What the heck?
yeah, yeah. You ever had a PCA pump that young, or ever experienced?
No, not that young. I had a car accident in college like years ago, and then that's
Mm,
when I started going to the hospital, really. But I don't really like the PCA
mm.
pump like that. Like it just
Oh, I understand.
it don't get me over that hump that I need to mellow out, you know? I
Hmm.
don't know.
And what's your regimen, if you don't mind me asking?
Regimen, well, it changes, but it's 1 to 1.5 dilaudid Zofran fluids, whole bunch of fluids, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah, I take Toradol sometimes. It help every now and then. But yeah, the Zofran, Zofran works so good. Like that's the top med for
Yeah,
nausea.
I need
Yeah.
Zofran for sure. Eh, eh,
Hmm. I understand. Yeah,
dummy.
but eight,
It's
eight.
crazy.
So it was just crazy. And like I say, it's just that I guess always stick with me because even I have family members always bring that story up. And it's like, all right, y'all don't get it, but okay. Like, remember you cussed us out? Like, yeah, I guess. But another story, it was more of a wake up call, I guess. Like I said, I was sick throughout my early childhood, my younger days. But like through ninth grade through 12th, I don't think I probably had like pain here and there, but I never was hospitalized. So this next time I was hospitalized, I was 19. I was in college now. I went to Michigan State, so it was like an hour and a half away, from Detroit. So I went to Michigan State. That was like my first big crisis I had, since I was younger. And it was just scary. I didn't have anyone there. It was just me and my boyfriend at the time. And the campus is pretty big, so like we had to like literally catch the bus to get to our cars so he could take me to the ER. It was just like a lot, that it was new to me to navigate all that. So okay, we finally get to the hospital. When we get to the hospital, before I get to the hospital, I guess this is important to me too. When I was in college, I was only taking Tylenol fours. Like so, like my pain, I didn't really start taking stronger narcos until later in life. So I took a time off for before I got to the hospital because it was one of those crises that was really bad. You know, I couldn't walk again, arms really hurting. Like I have pain crisis where it would hurt my everybody, like the arms, the legs, the back, like everywhere, the fingers, the feet. So I had it was like one of those crises. So we get to the ER. I wasn't crying or anything. I was more calm. So we go to the ER. I signed in and everything. Like I said, it was new experience for me. It's in East Lansing. It's kind of like a small city, so it's not that many hospitals. It's kind of like the only hospital, like one or two hospitals that's in the city. So we get to the hospital, it was kind of crowded. You could tell that was like pretty crowded. We get there. First I was okay, but as time went on, the pain started to come back really, really bad. Hours. It was one of those times where we was almost there for like 8 hours. It was this we was just there. So when I saw people getting called, it was people getting called that like was in the ER that was playing checkers. It was people literally playing a game in the ER. People having like food delivered to them, having eating dinners with their whole family. So it was just people doing that in the ER, and I was telling my boyfriend he was new to this as well. I was like, it was getting bad. I'm like, I think you need to go talk to them and see how long is the wait going to be, because I can't really wait any longer. So he go up to the nurse at the front, the triage nurse, and basically like, hey, when is Diamond turn, to come up? And at that point, I was crying, and she looked him dead in the face and said, "She just faking. She doing all that crying. She wasn't crying just 10 minutes ago." So that happened. And he came back to me. He told me, and that it made me more upset. So I'm like, they don't really understand. I was at that point, I'm still with, that's my fiance now, but at that point in time, he didn't really know much about sickle cell either. So I'm trying to educate him about it at the same time. And so when she said that, I went off, was just cursing and everything to him. I didn't go up to the nurse. So at that point, he had to go to like another nurse and all that, and I'm in like literally crying in the middle of the ER floor, just crying. And they finally end up taking me back, and another nurse said the same thing, like, yeah, we don't understand why, but she wasn't crying like when she first came in. Like it was almost just kept just belittling on that situation. Um, that was kind of it of it. Once I got to the back, I explained to them everything. I ended up getting pain medicine I need. I ended up staying there for a few days. I just feel like it was a wake up call visit, because like that was the first visit I realized like, oh, it's different when come to adult sickle cell. You know, how that when we were kids we were treated different. I remember when I was a kid, they had to get us in within an hour or 30 minutes when we had a crisis. So going to this adult and experiencing, like they kind of looked at me like I was just there for the medication as well. I feel like, how they just look at us as those drugs. And at that point, I was confused because, like I said, I hadn't had crisis in so long. I was only on Tylenol 4s. So it's just like, I'm really in pain. I don't know. It just was like a wake up call to like, I don't know. I think that also just motivated me just to want to pursue nursing. Like, yeah, I got to advocate. I want to, be somebody else's voice.
Hey, bro, I would have went off, bro. Oh my.
Yeah, I try my best, but I notice when I'm in a crisis, I'm very emotional, and I don't, we don't think. I feel like we're not thinking right when we in a crisis. We're in pain. We're not thinking logical.
Always,
So I didn't want to do all that.
wait, yeah, for sure. And you did the right thing. Because if you would have cussed them out, they would have, But anyways,
Yeah, but now, like I said, I'm already in a a population where there's not that many of African Americans, so it just
exactly.
didn't want to.
He's
Right place, right time
right.
together.
So you did good. You did a good thing. But I always say, man, I wish these doctors and some of these nurses who say dumb stuff like that, I just wish they nephew or they little son or they little son Timmy or Jacob can witness how sickle cell feel for 5 minutes. They gonna throw the whole
For
pain
real,
book at them. I swear to God.
for
They
real.
gonna give them
It's
10
just like nobody. They
milligrams.
don't ever put
Yeah,
they'll never put themselves in our shoes.
this for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, feel how this crisis feel. And then you tell me he faking or she faking. 5 minutes, that's all I want. But I know it's not gonna happen, but people gotta understand, man. Like, you think we wanna come here? Like, leave our
For
bed?
real, yeah.
That's crazy. I'm sorry that happened to you.
It just motivated me though. Like I said, I always look at every lesson as something that'll benefit me in the future.
Right, right. A few more questions for you, if you don't mind. Besides using pain
No
meds,
problem.
do you take anything else to ease your pain?
I use like pain butters, heating pad. I'll take my baths every now and then, but I feel like that's like a real temporary relief. Anime. I will watch anime, and that's like my comfort show when I'm in pain, so I do it as well.
Okay.
That's
What
pretty
about your
much it.
mental health? Has it affected your mental health in a bad way, good way, or any type of way, or none at all?
It affected, honestly, it has affected my mental health, and for me, it's not too bad, but it's like I said, I'm not working at the moment right now, so like that can affect your mental health when you get the job, and then these jobs don't really understand, especially me being in the medical field. You would think they'll have a little bit more understanding, and I understand you can't bend the rules for everyone, but when you go to these places and they act like they understand until something happens, then it's like, oh, it's a flip switch.
You,
I mean, switch flip.
yes, you definitely right. You're right about that. Yes. Okay. So your mental health is okay, you think? Like everything is okay, you're not.
Yeah. It's good. Like I said, that's the only thing when as you get older and like I said, you have a crisis, you realize like I said, the working aspect of it.
Mhm.
And we can't like it's hard to hold a job. I feel like for us sickle cell warriors, unless you in because like unless you in for over a year can get FMLA. And like I said, they understand because it's times I'm in the hospital for okay 3 or 4 days,
Mhm.
but I need some recovery time too. That's how I am. I need days to recover after I got the hospital. I cannot just go to work if I get out the hospital today. I cannot go to work in 2 days and try to act. I can't do that.
You hear these young warriors and young people, you cannot leave the hospital and do what you want to do exactly out. You need time to rest at least 3 days.
I learned the hard way.
What? Me too.
When I first became a nurse, I was working. I realized I can't work full time as a nurse, because it's just too bad on the body. So when I first started, I was working nights full time, and I wasn't even drinking water. I had 12-hour shifts, and I had a big water bottle that I didn't wouldn't even touch. My fiance used to cuss me out when I get home because it's like, what was you doing the whole shift? But I was new, so I didn't want to make that a pressure. I just wanted to stay on my P's and Q's, but health matters. Like if health is so important, like that job, them jobs will not care. You have to worry about yourself. I learned that.
Facts. Yes, you're totally right. Yes. Wow. Yeah, we can go on and on about it all night for sure. Finish this quote for me. Despite having sickle cell, anything you want to say? Despite having sickle cell.
Despite having sickle cell, I'm grateful to have a voice, and I'm grateful to wake up every day.
That was strong and simple. Like I like that. Okay. All right. This is the last question. If you met a young lady, younger than you, and she has sickle cell and she didn't have any support or any family to help, and she clinged to you, what advice would you give her?
Advice I would give: just don't let nobody tell you about your illness. Educate yourself, and stand up for yourself. Advocate for yourself. No matter, don't let the doctors, the nurses, don't even let your family members try to tell you how you're feeling. You know your body, you know what works for you, you know how, you know your triggers. So just don't let nobody tell you anything when it comes to your sickle cell. Advocate for yourself. Don't be afraid to at all.
Yes. Yeah. Did you have troubles with that, or
Have trouble with what? Sorry.
did you have troubles with like advocating for yourself while you were younger?
When I was younger, and that's why I was bringing up, like, treatment was not bad at all for me when I was younger. I felt like they give you, when I was younger, I was getting treatment like I came in with a gunshot wound. Like, they would run me in there, like, literally, they would, you know, just care for me. Everything was so quick. So I didn't feel like, I don't remember any moments where my family had to advocate me when I was younger. It was more as an adult, but I did have troubles with it. And with that, my fiance, we've been together for 10 years, so I kind of taught him, I guess, how to advocate for me. I feel like he learned so much to support me, and he helped me in that so much. Even when I was like, no, just forget about it, or just not worry about it, I forget it. He'd be like, no, I'm going out there to talk to him. So he's on it more than me now. Yeah, yeah, he's on it more than me. I'm blessed to have that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey man, shout out to your fiance, man. That's what's up, man. Everybody
Shout out to him.
needs somebody like that. Seriously. Do y'all
Yes,
plan on
for
having
sure.
children, or how's that process, or no?
We thought about it. My doctor just told me too, like with sickle cell patients, we should think about having kids. Like our age, you know how like the women, they should be 30, no later than 35, 36. They said our age is like 32. So he did say like if I want to have kids, think about that soon. But we have talked about it and he got tested and everything. He doesn't have sickle cell at all. So I'm, grateful for that as well.
You gotta get out the hydroxyurea if you
Yeah,
want to.
yeah, yeah. And I was just talking to my doctor. He said that there's a new study going around that you could take your hydroxyurea while you're pregnant. I was like, oh, I won't be doing that. That do not seem good for the baby.
No, don't listen to your doctor.
I'm like, no, that don't sound
Nah.
right.
I have a 3-year-old son, and my ex-wife, she doesn't have it. I have the full blown, and my son only
He
has a trait, and he's perfect. But
good,
I
good.
definitely had to stop
Yeah,
the
that's good.
hydroxyurea though. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah.
And he don't have any pain or anything,
No,
your son. Good. That's amazing. That's a blessing.
I can't bring no children in this world with any type of sickle cell. I know he has a trait, but that's
Hmm.
but just I can't
It's a
take it.
lot. You said you have SS?
Yeah, I have SS full blown. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I know you guys, it's a little I feel like y'all go through a little bit more than the SC patients, sickle cell warriors.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we all go through it in our own ways, but yeah, I know. You ever had a port or anything?
Yeah, I got a port, yeah. One actually got
Okay.
infected. They had to take it out. I had a
Mm.
blood infection. I almost got up checked up out of here, diamond. And then
Oh man, I'm
they got
sorry
it's
about
all
that.
good. They got me right, and then they put in another one in for me. So I got a good one in right now. So
That's why I'm kind of scared of. They thought about a port with me when I had the eye stroke and everything, but because I ended up doing I don't know if you've heard of the blood exchange they do on sickle cell warriors. I ended up doing that, and they thought there was going to be something that's going to be done monthly. So they thought about doing a port, but they changed their mind.
it's them blooded changes, man. Like what happens when you turn 50, and then what? And your body gonna get used to it. Like I don't.
That's how I feel. They say, from my understanding, I heard they use it, and it kind of makes sense for like women that are pregnant. They can't take their pain medication, so they'll go there to decrease the crisis that they have. So stuff like that, I guess. But I guess it can be beneficial. But your body get used to everything.
Facts, facts, facts. But okay, that's all the questions I have on my end, Diamond. Do you have anything you wanna, let the world know, or anything on your mind?
Um, just like I said, just stay true to yourself. All the warriors out there, check out my clothing brand, Warrior. We are really resilient. Our reality. Um, and that's pretty much it. Everybody be blessed and stay safe out there.
Good, amazing. I just want to say thank you for even being interested on coming on the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate it. And I got to get one of them mugs too. I said you had them mugs.
I got you. Just let me know. But seriously, Dom, you don't understand. I've been trying to get this up and running for a long time, and I've been sick and not sick and sick and sick, and I'm finally doing it. But seriously, thank you.
And I appreciate it because nobody's doing this. No, I feel like no one's really making podcasts, and I feel like it's a step in just the right direction, just to get our voice out there. Like I appreciate you for even doing this. It means a lot, to have this type of platform for us.
Hey, I appreciate it. Like, seriously, I appreciate it. And even if in the future, if anytime you want to come back on or you want to let me know anything, let me know. Hey, is it okay if I put your link at the end of the episode and put some pictures up of your clothing line or whatnot?
Yeah, no problem. You could do that.
if you don't mind. Just
Yeah, thanks again for wearing it. I
hey,
appreciate
I'm
you.
trying to tell you this.
When I got new stuff, I'll get you some
This
stuff.
and
So
I'm gonna pay for it too. This hey, I got you. This thing, this nice.
I
This nice. I promise you.
appreciate it.
But that's all I got on my end, Diamond. Hey, listen, stay safe out in out of Detroit, and thank you again for everything. And seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. I'll be back on. You'll hear from me again.